What? The final part of the Super Back to the Future commentary. Or Super Back to the Future 2 commentary, sorry. So yeah, World 5-3, just figured out, it's basically a straightforward stage. If you have 8 chances like I do right now, don't bother getting that 1-up item that I just passed that requires 100 coins, because 8 is the maximum number that you can have in this game. That's actually a pretty stupid idea on their part. They make a times 0 chance, but they don't allow you to have up to 9. That is blasphemy in a video game. I mean, if you can have 8 chances as your maximum, then like, what were you thinking with the coding? By the way, those 3 switches don't really mean anything. It's just if you want to get those 40 extra coins at the beginning. Also, it allows you to move these spike balls, which it's mandatory to do if you don't want to get any damage in the stage, which surprisingly I nail off. But yeah, it's basically just a straightforward stage. You just keep heading right, and yeah, the stage is pretty much over. This game is pretty much over. This is the quickest stage in the game. It's definitely the most easiest compared to the hardest boss battle that we're about to see in a matter of, I'd say about 40 seconds from now. Come on, Michael J. Fox, get to the goal. I honestly don't really have much more commentary to do on Back to the Future in terms of, like, material, because I really have nothing here, but apparently, there was this book that Biff Tannen had got, and, Marty just gave him a Shoryuken. Marty and Doc need this book. I think this is, Doc's, scrapbook featuring all of his experiments and whatnot, so it is mandatory for him to get this, and, wait, we have to fight Zero? What am I fighting for? No, not really, those words, those 4-letter words that you see at the beginning of every stage, those are actually passwords. So if I typed in 0, I'd end up going to this boss battle. This battle is pretty ridiculous. See the one with the beer bottle? I don't think this is Biff Tannen. Pretty sure it's not. But anyway, you're in a studio. It's hard to actually get a hit on this guy. I'm making it look easy, but your jump has to be precise, only because when he's running around, your jump is so high, you'll actually go on the platforms above you. You can't allow that to happen, so you have to sort of get him in the corner. Yeah, like right here. You have to get him in the corner and then launch a pretty dang good attack. Same thing applies with this guy, even though I do take a bit of time to, knock him out. But I knock out the man in purple as well as the Hoverman, I'll call him Hoverman, up there on the top. They're pretty much just messing around with beer and whatnot. I don't know if there was some kind of a beer thing going on in Japan at the time. That's the only reason why I would suspect that that this trio of beer fanatics are using beer-based items. But then again, I have no idea what's going on with this particular stage, but all you have to do is just keep, if you're doing what I'm doing here, staying in the middle and constantly jumping, you can knock out these 2 guys pretty dang quickly. Pretty goddamn quickly, and if you really want to cheese out the yellow hoverman, I don't know his name, you can just constantly be just mashing the jump button right here, and he is done for. Pretty much, it's a very easy boss, but hard because of the physics of this game. Nevertheless, Biff Tannen, being the Dick Cheney that he is, he beats the crap out of Marty McFly and takes Doc's book. Or whatever book it is. Again, I don't know what... I haven't seen Back to the Future 2, so I wouldn't know. And now we're about to tackle the hardest stage of the game, with lots of falling asteroids at the beginning of the stage, which, trust me, spamming the jump button here really saves you a lot of time. And that's pretty much the only problem that I'll have with this stage, aside from spikes. Spikes are still a problem in this stage, just like every other stage, but there are some horrid spike placements. There are metal barrels shooting, configuring our oil balls upward. I don't know what the concept of it is, but it's a pretty interesting, feat. But, again, the timing of jump will be mandatory here, because if you take the lower route, you will get actually killed on the lower route. I tried it myself, too many spikes. Way too many spikes. This is honestly the most dramatic of the Back to the Future themes that are in this game. I personally love this better than all the other ones, and just recently noticed that the balloon eyeballs... The balloon has a lazy eye. But then again, why is a Japanese balloon having a lazy eye anyway? Balloons don't have eyes. In fact, in this game, unlike SMB3, the hills don't have eyes, so thank God. Alright, this part... I'm really talking more about the game than I should be talking about the actual Back to the Future 2, aren't I? I'm starting to notice this a lot in my Back to the Future commentaries. I'm noticing that I'm talking more about the game than I actually should be talking about, like, the characters or the storyline. Personally, if you want to know who my favorite character is, it's a mixture of both Marty McFly and Doc. Only because I'm the adventurous one, as Marty usually is. Always breaking the rules, even though I'm super smart. And of course, then there's Doc with all the scientific enhancements and upgrades. Really loving the simplicity. Well, not the simplicity, the complexity of the characters here. You can actually go on the bottom route. It's filled with much more spikes, but you can get through this part of the stage either way. But both routes will take you down to the bottom. Just thought I'd put that little tidbit in because I mean, this is the final part of the game. This is the final main stage of the game. You have to know everything about this stage. It's the hardest stage in my opinion. I've tackled all the odds, I've tackled all the other bosses and whatnot, and this stage is pretty much the hardest one, only because of the horrid level placement. But it's very quick, very simple. It's good. And you get to play as the main character. You know, it's rare that there's ever a Back to the Future game where you don't play as, McFly. Nevertheless, we're about to fight 1955 Biff Tannen. So he's constantly throwing things out of his vehicle, and also there are a lot of other things too, like boxes flying out. Basically, just stand next to his vehicle and keep jumping on him until he tosses out Doc's book, or whatever this book is. This red book. I'll just call it the red book. So you collect the red book, and then epic chase scene where Biff gets somehow dumped into manure. But yeah, that was Back to the Future 2. There sadly is no ending cutscene. The game is officially over. You can in fact cut off the cut off the video now if you want, but if you want to stay here and listen to me ramble about for another minute or so, then okay. It's good that you're actually watching my stuff. So, my thoughts on this game? It's definitely what James Rolfe said that it lived up to. It definitely is the best Back to the Future game of the 90s. But compared to the PlayStation 3 text-adventure game Back to the Future, the game which I own, I'm still on the Double Vision segment, it's not superior to it. It's equally as good, though. Still, I find that this game is... It's not a meh game, it's not an okay game, it's a good game. And if you haven't gotten it from any website that actually has this game, then I recommend that you get it. I would recommend to use the password system if you really do want to get through this game much quicker, but aside from that, there really isn't much more to say about this title that I've already not mentioned. But nevertheless, that's Super Back to the Future 2. And Sonic the Hedgehog 2 shall be done later on, so see you then.